Oh, come on, it's Sunday. I need a day off to tidy up. Can you come back in 5 minutes? Right, thanks for giving me a few minutes to tidy up. Very much appreciated. This is going to be a very broad spectrum video. I've got so much to tell you. What I want to start off with, the main thing I want to tell you is what happened to me last Monday. On Monday, I went to the main hospital and I had an appointment with the head of the oncology department. I'm going for some psychological support. Let's see what they've got for me. One of the registrar doctors and the head oncology nurse, and they sat me down in an office and told me what I've got to look forward to over the next few months. But before I get into that, I want to tell, that's what they're doing to me. I want to tell you what I'm doing to me. Now, so far, they haven't offered me any treatment at all. All we've done is discussed my symptoms, and what's the other thing that they've done? They've diagnosed me and found out exactly what's wrong with me through a series of tests, which I appreciate very much. I wouldn't have access any other way to these fabulous devices that they can use. But what I've been doing for me, first thing, cheers, is ginger and licorice tea. It's a Chinese herbal remedy. The main purpose of it is to clean the blood. Because I've got metastasizing prostate cancer, which was mistaken first of all for lymphatic cancer, because indeed it has lymphaticized, it has gone right through my lymphatic system and made an awful mess of the place. So the first thing I want to do is clean my lymphatic system. I've been doing that with the use of various herbs and tonics that will clean my blood and my lymphatic system out. Second thing I've been doing, I've been being thankful and appreciative to everything and everyone. And I've been working on my environment. You can work on your environment in many ways. First one is by only having positive people around and not involving yourself in the woes of the world. Don't watch the nightly news. Other things you can do is you can fill your body from the inside with good stuff. I've been making every effort I can to give myself only the very best of food. I've put myself on a diet since diagnosis. Diagnosis, by the way, was 4th of September. So that's September, October, November. We're nearly into December. It's now a full 3 months that I've been working with this. Main things I've done is I've started using Essiac tea and the ginger and licorice tea. Both of those get used every day. If you want to know more about Essiac tea, you can follow this link up here. Another thing I've been doing is keeping an eye on myself with litmus strips. The litmus of your saliva is pretty inconsequential. The important thing is the acidity or the alkalinity of your urine. So I'm testing myself twice a day, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm well into the green zone. The green zone is up here, and that's just a little base, a little alkaline, which is perfect. It's exactly what I'm after. Got to get rid of the acidity. Now, one of the crazy things about body pH balance is that it's affected by the foods that you eat and your environment. Because, after all, your skin is your largest organ. If you surround yourself with cigarette smoke and petrol fumes, it's bound to get into your body. I'm living a semi-rural lifestyle. The garden doesn't have any chemicals. I've been chemical free in the garden for as long as I've lived here. That's 25 years. I'm eating from the garden. Most of my food now is coming from the garden. It's high summer, things are growing like crazy. I've got tomatoes, apricots, plums, I've got all the green vegetables, I've got a vast range of herbs, I've still got root vegetables from the winter like carrots, parsnips, potato and kumara, sweet potato. Also, I've got a pumpkin, one last pumpkin left. Thank you to Shinzana for that. She left it with me when she left. I'll be eating that real soon. I've got the trees here. One of the things I'm very pleased about is having a lemon tree, and I've got the ugliest lemons in the street, and I'm so glad that I have. These are known as rough lemons. Rough lemons are pretty fad. Rough lemons have got an incredibly thick, chunky skin. And believe it or not, that skin and the pulp that lies beneath it, that white layer that goes around the flesh that you eat, is more therapeutic than the flesh that you eat in the middle. A lot of people like to have lemon juice. A lot of people say that lemon juice is good for you. What I'm doing is I'm juicing entire lemons. 4 entire lemons fills this jar, and that lasts me 2 days. How do I use it? Now you got to remember, this is just pureed entire whole lemon. There's nothing else in here. I'm on a diet that's absolutely sugar and carbohydrate free. I'm not eating any pastry, flour, rice, bread, any of those things. This is what I eat most of during the day. Large dollops of that when I feel hungry, and I only eat something else if this doesn't do the job. Over the last week or so, I would say that I've halved my food intake since I've been taking the lemon. I feel incredibly bright and energetic. It's really doing stuff for me. My thinking is clear and sharp. I'm very impressed. Now, other things that I'm doing. I'm keeping an eye on my temperature all the time. Keeping an eye on my acidity, alkalinity, pH balance. I'm using a 3 mushroom cognitive mix and also an anti-cancer mix. This contains reishi, lion's mane, and turkey tail. These 3 mushrooms each have their own properties. You can find out more about this up here. I'm taking kelp because kelp is one of the easiest broad spectrum ways of getting iodine. Getting iodine into your system is very important in the right amount. Too much can cause a problem. Too little can also cause a problem. But everybody needs iodine. With the kelp, I'm getting the iodine plus other valuable trace minerals. In addition to sea kelp, I'm also using Celtic sea salt. It's the world's least processed salt, and it comes from a very clean area of ocean that is renowned for its balanced mineral content. Perhaps the most exciting thing I'm doing is getting myself involved with bleach and horse paste. Yeah. Ivamic, or Equimax as it's called, has the well-known ingredient, which, for some reason my lips can't speak on YouTube. I'll try again. No, just can't say it on YouTube. Never mind. The contents of these syringes is consumed by me on a daily basis, I went out and bought myself the party pack because it's the cheapest way to buy it. I'm going to need a lot of it because I'm going to be on this for months. This keeps for years under refrigeration, so I'm not scared about buying large amounts of it and saving money. The other thing that I'm really excited about is dairy sanitizer, DX50. In other words, chlorine dioxide. Chlorine dioxide cleans everything, including me. If you want to find out more about how I'm using chlorine dioxide, have a look at this link up here. But that's it in a nutshell. I'm feeling great. I'm dealing to this. I've had an awful diagnosis and prognosis. In fact, I actually refuse to let them tell me how long they think I've got, because I told them, whatever you tell me, I'm going to make you wrong. So they haven't told me how long they think I've got, based on the average person. But as you know by now, I'm not the average person. So at this stage, the mainstream medical people are encouraging me towards a type of chemo. I don't yet know much about the chemo. They're getting me back in there next week, and we're going to have chemo education. They're going to tell me all about how I must prepare myself for the chemo, what to expect during the chemo, and how the chemo will work. Haven't yet decided whether I'm going to take it or not. This is all part of my research. In the meantime, my PSA, that's my prostate-specific antigen level, which should be 0. When I first presented, mine was a horrific 7,630 parts per million, which is ridiculously high. I was just soaked in prostate-specific antigens. They were right throughout my lymphatic and my blood system, travelling all through my body. 2 weeks later, we had another test, and that level had dropped to 1,930, so down to under 1/3 of what it was 2 weeks before that. This last Monday, when I was last in there, they gave me another jab in the arm, took some blood, gave it a test, and I'm down to a shade over 1,000. So when I go back next week, I'm going to push them for another test. I want to see if I can reduce it even further, because right now I feel good. I feel really good. I was on crutches 2 weeks ago. I thought I was going to lose the use of a leg. Honestly, I had a pain in my leg that was doing nothing but getting worse and spreading. It started in my hip and it was moving right down towards my knee. But within about a week of that, it started to fade away and then just completely disappeared. I'm now at the stage where I can climb steps, kick a ball, squat, climb in and out of the car, climb up a stepladder onto the roof if I had to, all of those things. I'm as mobile as I normally am. I'm currently sore deep into my chest, my spine actually, because the scan, which I'm going to show you in a video real soon, because they're sending me my scans, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. I was hoping to include them in this video, but I've seen them. You're going to see them also soon. I've got a large tumour in one vertebrae that has damaged that vertebrae, and it's visibly 20% shorter than the other vertebrae. It's collapsing. It is going to cause a problem. So as well as fighting the tumours and getting rid of the big C, the next thing I've got to work on is rebuilding bones. So please, any comments, any experience that anybody's got, let me know in the comments what you think would be good to help me with rebuilding bone structure. Now, the two things that come immediately to mind for me are boron and magnesium. You can find more on those two minerals up here. I'll be getting straight into those. But if anybody else has got any tips or tricks or things that I may have missed, please, bone health is next on the agenda. So that about wraps up today's video. Thank you for waiting while I got the vacuuming finished and my desk tidy. It's nice to be feeling so good. I've just realised one other thing I want to share with you is we're looking at Telegram over here. Telegram is a social media website that is completely uncensored and unhackable. If you really want to learn what's going on in the world, I believe Telegram is one of the best places you can go. Look at the groups there. Just look at the groups there that I've joined up with. The information comes through constantly, day and night. And that's how I'm staying up with the latest medical, political, geophysical, and spiritual events. I love you all. Thank you so much for your donations, your kind words, your advice, the little presents that have been arriving every now and again. Really make it feel like Christmas is coming up. Thank you all so much. I love you all to bits.